The 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, the direct disciples of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, are always depicted in white, knee-length sized cloth. Why? What ashram do they belong to? Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha or Sannyāsa? None. They actually are Babajis, and their dress is called Babaji Vesha. Srila Prabhupada writes in this purport, by the order of the Lord, Sanatana Goswami was cleanly shaved and his dress changed to that of a mendicant or Babaji. And apart from white cloth, they also relinquish their Upavita or sacred thread, and thus remove all the symbols of the Varnashram order. In Shad-Goswami Ashtaka, the 6 Goswamis are described to be immersed in Gopi Bhava, the most elevated devotional mood of the gopis, and to be wearing Kaupina Kantha Shritao, loincloths and tattered cloths. So, what is Babaji? It is a stage of life reserved for the Paramahamsas, qualified beyond even the stage of sannyas and transcendental to the entire Varnashram order. While the sannyasi is considered the leader of the human society, thus meant to guide them through organized preaching efforts, a Babaji severs all ties to the external worldly society and engages in a very highly elevated, solitary worship of the Lord, being so humble as to consider himself unfit to preach. But this stage is never possible for ordinary souls and hence never to be imitated. It corresponds to this verse by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Naham vipro na chanarapatir napi vaishyo na shudro Naham varni na chagrihapatir no vanastho yatirva Kintu prodyan nikhila paramananda purnamritabdher Gopi bhartuhu padakamalayur dasa dasanudasa. He did not identify himself as belonging to any of the 4 varnas or ashramas, but as an eternal servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. Sarvopadhivinirmuktam, the abandonment of all designations, an exclusive service to Krishna. Rishikena Rishikeshas Sevanam. Unfortunately, after the departure of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many debauchees took to the Babaji Vesha and took part in so many illicit sexual affairs, thus completely tainting the purely transcendental status of a Babaji. Hence, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remained in Sannyasa ashram and refrained from taking the Babaji Vesh despite his obvious qualification. He did this to demonstrate his utmost respect to his spiritual master Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, who was a Paramahamsa, and the general status of a Babaji. He expressed his mood in his commentary to this verse. A Vaishnava accepts the sannyas order to remain an eternal servant of his spiritual master. He accepts the sannyas order knowing that he is unequal to his spiritual master, who is a Paramahamsa, and he thinks that he is unfit to dress like a Paramahamsa. Therefore, a Vaishnava accepts sannyasa out of humility, not out of pride. According to the principles set down by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Trinadapi Sunichena, one should always think himself in the lowest stage, not on the level of a Paramahamsa Vaishnava. Thus, a Vaishnava will sometimes accept a sannyas order just to keep himself below the level of a Paramahamsa Vaishnava.